Well, getting to some more serious topics, we have County Executive Greg Edwards delivering his 7th State of the County message last week. And in the message, he said to taxpayers and businesses and county legislators that the county will face a $14 million shortfall in 2013 if nothing is done. What are your thoughts on the address itself?
Well, this is an ongoing issue. You're not going to see another time that we're going to say we have a surplus. We've been heading down this road for years. This is inevitable. There's going to be a shortfall next year as well, no matter what kind of fix we make. So there needs to be some right-sizing done by the state. There needs to be right-sizing done by the county. And let's face it, it's a $14 million deficit this year. Last year they were looking at an $18 million deficit. You know, a lot of areas that you see that are having success, which is, you know, the states in the South, Indiana, you know, these states have dealt with these issues already. They have made sweeping changes, and we need something like that in New York State. We also need something like that in Chautauqua County.
Now, he made a strong case that the problem is with state mandates, and he also mentioned that he felt that local services would be impacted if they had to make further cuts at the local level. What are your thoughts about that? Are there ways in which the county could achieve some cost savings?
I believe him when he says we've cut, but the reality is he's come out a little late again with this whole deal of how governments should consolidate. He said this 2 years ago in a State of the County speech in 2010, and now he's back with this whole we need government efficiency. Well, he got off the train on efficiency 2 years ago, and now he's back at it, and I give him credit for bringing the idea back. But you know, the one thing the county is looking at, and it's a very touchy subject, is the county home. And you've had John Runkle on this program, you've had Keith Ahlstrom on this program, and both of them are on the fence. Keith, we know, is more leaning toward keeping the county home. But
and he made that clear that even if given a choice, and even if there would be substantial savings, he said that he would support keeping it open.
Well, that's what we call government. You know, when things lose money, government pours more money into it. And that's something that we've done in Chautauqua County and Western New York for years. The reality is, looking at the figures that were dropped off by a reader who's very interested in the county home, is, you know, the fund balance for the county home is down to around $5 million. After this year, if they have a $4 million deficit, it will be tapped out by early 2013. And what is driving the fund balance to decrease so much? Well, the devil is in the details, and those details are in the workers' benefits, the health benefits, the retirements, the pensions. Those costs in 2002 were $2.2 million to the county, in just the county home. In 2010, they are $4.5 million. It's gone up 100% for employee benefits in 10 years. That's unheard of. The salaries have gone up 22%. So when you look at the numbers, it's related to employee costs.
Now, the county executive also mentioned after his address that he feels the legislature will be in a position to make a decision in April. Now, talking with Larry Barmore, some of the other legislators, they want to wait until the results come from an independent study. Do you think there needs to be a decision made in April, or should they make the decision at a point when they have everything at hand?
I'd rather they make a decision as soon as possible. You know, we have a tendency around here to wait to make decisions or to put studies on the table so that we can rethink it. And really, all we really do is delay the inevitable. I mean, if you want to look at one of the last in-depth studies we did was the Fredonia-Brockton merger, and what did it say? Well, Brockton's going to be losing money by 2012, 2013. That study's right on the mark, but nobody wanted to believe it. So what do you now? You got an insolvent school in Brockton. You have Fredonia struggling to make budgets. Every school's struggling to make budgets. The county's struggling, but one of the interesting stories in the county, and this really gets under the county worker's skin, is the CSCA and how they've handled negotiations. Well, the CSCA, wants to help keep the county home under the county leadership. The CSCA wants to save jobs. So what does the CSCA do when they come to the table for negotiations when the county faces a $14 million deficit? They ask for a 5% annual increase. Now, some people may want to call that negotiations, but I call that really unfair to your workers, and I call it really unfair to the taxpayers. If you're sincere about negotiating, don't come in there at 5% when the state CSCA is getting no pay increase for the first 3 years of its deal. Come in with a legitimate deal, like the last one apparently that they've proposed, where for 2 years they'll hold the salaries. And there's a reason for that. They're playing politics just like Greg Edwards is playing politics. They want this to be an issue during the next county executive race, and Mr. Edwards does not. So the CSCA, 5% annually? Come on, you can do better than that. That's not fair to anyone.